everybody. I've been wanting to highlight some inspirational stories I've observed in my community during this pandemic. And I have my friend Julia here. She teaches fourth grade and she did something very special for her students. What did you do, Julia?
So I had the amazing opportunity to put together some little packages for my students with some school supplies and some fun things. And I got to visit each of their homes and wave to them from a distance and just tell them how much I love and miss them.
How many students did you visit that day?
I visited 27 students.
What inspired you to do this?
As soon as the pandemic hit, I was really discouraged and I really missed my students, and I wanted them to know that they're loved and missed. And I worked really hard to find some way that worked with the pandemic, that was still safe, but that could bring them some cheer and let them know that their teacher missed them. So I finally came up with this idea and figured out that I could make it work. It could actually work with these kids. And so I was just so excited when it came together. I planned out the whole map so we could go in a circle so I could get to all the kids' houses.
What were some of the memorable reactions?
Yes. So I had planned with the parents to make it a surprise for their kids. So I would drive up to a student's house, text the parents that I was there, and then they'd send their child out. And I had some really interesting reactions. One of my students stood there for a solid 5 minutes just staring at me. He had never seen a teacher at his house before, and he was so shocked.
Wow.
And by the end of it, he was just like, wow, you actually came to my house. He was so happy to see me. It was so special.
How did you feel at the end of that?
I felt really blessed. It was a long, exhausting day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., but it was worth every second.
Now, the parents did something special for you. What did they do for you?
The parents came to my house and my students too and drove by to surprise me for Teachers Appreciation Week. You know, I could not believe it. It blew my mind. They actually worked with my husband to surprise me as well. They had a procession outside of my house with my students in their cars, and they went by honking. They decorated my yard with balloons and signs, my students' pictures hanging from my tree. And I walked out. I was so surprised. I had no idea. And I cried a lot. Happy tears. It was so special to feel so loved and appreciated, and just so sweet of them.
Thank you so much, Julia. What a story. And it's something I know your students will never forget, something you'll never forget. And I just want to encourage you to think of ways that you can show love during this pandemic. Until next time, live it up!